Namaste and welcome to Sujith Talks. My name is Sujith Bila, MRI agent. This video is called SkillSelect News Talk 2019-20 Part 2. So logically I wouldn't make Part 2 if I did not make Part 1. So it's really up to you if you want to watch Part 1 and then watch it or vice versa. Don't worry about Part 1 at all. By the way, please subscribe to my channel Sujith Talks on YouTube if you have liked this video after watching it or if you're already liking this video. So this video covers SkillSelect results 11th August 2019, Global Talent Visa, what happened in the pilot project, ACS EA Skills Assessment Verifications, misleading information in the EOI for those people who are planning to do so, wanting to claim single if they are not single, what would potentially happen, and what are the other things that we could talk about SkillSelect in this video are the new verification techniques used by the department, which includes social media and open source verification, and a little bit about Five Eyes, intelligence agencies sharing information between each other. Firstly, about 11th September. Well, September hasn't come yet. 11th August 2019 results. That was very, very disappointing. Just 100 invitations. What nonsense was that? Why do you think it happened? Do you think it's just because of the global talent visa that I was mentioning in the last video, or is it because of the New Zealand stream, or is it just because of the department wanting to do it just for fun? We really don't know. We don't have a clue. And what we could draw from this is, look, the family sponsored stream 489 taken a hit ever since 189 invitations were reduced, and we almost saw just like 10 per invitation for 489. Now with the 491 and the allocation for 491, 14,000 of invitations, if you like, for 491. Shall we expect more invitations for family stream in 491? Because 491 also has two streams, just like the 489, family stream and state nomination stream. Perhaps yes, we could logically expect more invitations for the family stream. But what about 189? 189. Come on, man. Just forget about 189 with the current trend and think about living in regional Australia. That's the way to go if you're a bit realistic. So 11th August 2019 was very, very disappointing to sum up. We'll wait and see what happens in September next month. Next up is about the Global Talent Visa. I've been told in the pilot project not many visas were issued in the Global Talent stream. But why did they come up with a permanent stream for Global Talent and allocated 5,000, that to not for itself, grabbing 5,000 from here and there, different skilled visa types, and causing trouble for visa types such as 189. We really don't know again. I was told by an expert in skill visas, especially the work visas, that a data scientist, for example, obviously you all know that data scientist is becoming popular day by day, and we do not have a nominated occupation, the ANSCO code for data scientist, because that's not available yet. The ANSCO occupations have to be updated, but that's not in our hands. So what happens to a data scientist kind of a person? What do they do? Do they have to find another occupation? Definitely. So someone like a data scientist was looking for a global talent visa. So people like that might look for global talent visa, but that is not that easy as the points tested visas, because they have a separate requirements as such. So why did they bring up global talent when they hardly got many in the pilot project? We do not know. But definitely that's causing a lot of trouble for 189 aspirants. Again, like I said, just forget about 189 and move on with your life. 491 is the way to go. Now, there are other few things that I wanted to discuss in this part 2 of SkillSelect 2019-20. From 16th November, you're going to lodge an EOI if you're looking for 189, 190 or 491 obviously, and claiming points for partner. If you do not have a partner, if you're a single person, Perhaps you might be divorced and then claiming to be single, or you're single, never married. We'll come to that definition later, who is single, who is not. But assume that you're not single, but you wanted to claim points for being single because you're getting 10 points. So you're giving misleading information in the EOI. That will bite you really hard. Do not think about giving information in the EOI when you're not single. Do not claim points for being single, because the department, it was doing a lot of verification before, and now it has come up with new ways to do verification. One of the ways is to look at your data on the internet, open source or social media, and the previous mechanisms are still in place: telephone verification, in-person verification. Probably I'll do another video about the verifications, because people usually ask me what kind of verification they do, and I always tell them that how do I know that there's something in the policy, but they could go beyond that and do it innovatively, creatively, because just remember this: you cannot outsmart the department. They are smarter than us. And in this day and age, when everything is recorded on the internet, there is no way that you can fool someone like Department of Home Affairs. So don't even try to get that, and don't even ask any registered migration agents like me to fake something up, because that's not ideal for you, that's not ideal for us, and that's not good for Australia as well. Talking about those kind of things, Engineers Australia has come up with a statement saying that if they find any information misleading or bogus documents submitted or plagiarized content provided in CDRs, etc., they would ban that applicant for 1 to 2 years or even more if they think that that is a legitimate thing to do. And when they do that, they share that information with the Department of Home Affairs, so you will be in more trouble, because the Home Affairs will come back to you when you apply the visa application. Even though in the past, some time back, you have done this, and then after 5 years you have applied a visa thinking that nothing will happen, but the information is still there, sitting in the department's desk, so it could bite you very hard. And on that note, I would like to tell you there is something called as 5 eyes, okay, not 2 eyes, not 2 eyes, but you have 5 eyes. And I don't know how many of you know or know a little bit about it, but not into details. But I kind of know what they do, and it is not that difficult to know. If you type in 5 eyes, you know. So what's publicly available about 5 eyes is that there are 5 intelligence agencies. You got Australia, you got New Zealand, neighboring state, you got UK, you got US, and the neighboring state for US, Canada. So these 5 countries, Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, Canada, share intelligence information between each other. Obviously, immigration would be a very interesting thing that they would like to share. I've been telling my clients about this. Always disclose whatever happened in another country. If you've gone to another country and then overstayed there, please disclose the same in the application or the Form 80 or wherever it is appropriate. If you do not disclose and think that how would the department would know, then you're fooling yourself. And when they come to know, then a PIC 4020 could be applied on your visa, which means providing misleading information or bogus documents, and then your visa might be refused. Not only that, you will get an exclusion period of 3 years or something. You cannot apply another visa because you've been barred from applying. Unless there is a waiver, which means an Australian citizen or a business or something else is affected. Again, we have to go deep into that, how to claim that exemption or get that waiver. It's not complicated. It's not easy to get a waiver once you're found guilty of providing misleading or bogus documents. The moral of the story, the important thing in this video is that you'll be very tempted, a few people I know will be very tempted to submit an EOI claiming that they are not single when they are single. Who would do that? It's vice versa. They will claim single when they are not single because they'll get 10 points. And people will try to do different things, some tricks and trades, because the new visa is starting. But I am saying, do not even try to do it. Any misleading information is dangerous, And don't be silly and call registered migration agents like me and ask if I can write a CDR for you. Why would I write a CDR for you if you're an engineer? You should be able to write about your own projects. If you have done those projects, definitely you will be able to do that writing. Or if you have not done many projects, or you're not confident about it in the bachelor's degree, and if you have work experience, probably you will use the work experience projects. Likewise, in ACS, ICT professionals are requested to be very patient, and if you're going to write a RPL, just look at the format and follow the instructions. It's not very hard if you have a real-time experience writing about your projects. How you have found something to be problematic in your company, or what was the problem that you have solved, and what did you do it, and what are the suggestions you have given to your company. Those are the questions an interviewer will also ask you. So take it easy, write an RPL in your own words, don't ask the agent to write. Likewise, work reference letters also, just put the roles that you have really performed. Don't try to pick one occupation from the skilled occupation list and then try to write content for it. That is not a good thing, and in the verification, if they come to know, then you are in trouble. The department and the skills assessment bodies usually will have company profiles, and they kind of know what scope the company has and what kind of occupations could they accommodate. So if you suddenly claim an occupation which the company cannot accommodate, then you might be in trouble. So the moral of the story, once again I'm saying, in this day and age, we have come to a stage when people with fake experience can be easily caught, unless the country is in very difficult situation and they want to just let it go and take applicants without verification. That's a different ball game. For Australia, the competition is very high and many people are trying to come to Australia, and that is why you must provide genuine documents, you must provide correct information, and when you get 491 visa, you must live, study and work in regional areas. Comply to the condition on 491 visa. Before I finish, some people were asking me what's the validity of IELTS PTE exams. The Department of Home Affairs will accept usually 3 years old IELTS or PTE exams, even though the validity on those exams will be 2 years by the education institution that is conducting the IELTS. For example, IDP or British Council might give you 2 years validity, but the Department of Home Affairs will consider it for 3 years. However, you have to understand, the SkillSelect has 3 stages. One is skills assessment, one is EOI, one is state nomination, it's part of EOI sometimes. And then the final stage is the invitation, the application, actual application. In the first 2 stages, maybe some skills assessment body might say 2 years validity. In the second stage, some state nomination body might say 2 years validity for the English test. So check those things, and always check the Department of Home Affairs website also for a generic checklist. Sometimes that generic checklist might not be good enough for you. That's where people like me come into picture. Registered migration agents will provide a customized checklist based on the generic checklist, if that helps. So people who like this video, as I said in the beginning, please subscribe to SujithTalks on YouTube and share it with your friends and family. Also like my Facebook page, SujithTalks. And those who are interested in immigration advice, please go to my website, SujithTalks.com. Schedule a phone or a video consultation, and we can take it from there. Thank you for watching. Namaste.